Okay, so the decision was to do this by solve by reduction. Okay, good choice. Standard solve, standard way of doing things. So what I'll do is scramble it up. I'm going to show you the movement of the puzzle. It's an incredibly smooth puzzle, so smooth that for a while I thought it was too loose. And it does seem a little loose at times, but it's never popped on me, which I'm glad, because with a 4x4, if it pops, well, that could be difficult. But it's got this very typical mirror type look to it, and a mirror type scramble. So just show the movement over here. And again, it's not the color that guides us, it's actually the shape that's supposed to guide us, and that can be a little complicated. So I'm going to continue to scramble this so that it approaches something much more of a challenge. So as I'm doing this, might as well talk about aspects of parity. This is a topic that provides a lot of confusion with a lot of people, and where parity comes from. What's the difference between parity and false equivocation? For me, parity is based upon the classic definition that there's a certain kind or a certain structure that a puzzle has. In this case, in the case of puzzles, evenness or oddness. And the only difference between an even and an odd puzzle is the fact that an even puzzle has hidden pieces and an odd puzzle does not. So if you try to reduce something from an even to an odd, you're changing the parity, basically. However, the internal parity is still the same. You still have hidden pieces that you had to deal with. So I'll get more into that a little later, but anyway, I think this is a pretty good scramble over here. So if we're going to do this by reduction, what I'm going to do is, what I didn't do is I didn't memorize where the pieces go, or where the different centers or the different sizes of centers go. For me, it's a good challenge just to try to solve it the way that it is. Because if I start memorizing things, then if I put the puzzle away and try to solve it again, I'll sort of be back to square one. So what I wanted to do was have a situation where I can put this on the shelf, take it out at any time, and just muddle my way through it. So that's what I'm going to do, muddle my way through it. But what I am going to do is find the largest or the tallest center, because that's the one that I can orient myself with. So this is a pretty tall center. Now I want you to notice something, and you can probably see this from the glare, but notice how this has a more shiny glare than this. That's because of the way the light is reflecting off of the different grains here. This is going horizontal and this is going vertical. So understand that that's going to play into the actual specific position. So basically, if you have different centers that are oriented wrong or in the wrong place, you're going to notice the problem based on the glare that you see. So more on that later. Anyway, here's a large center. Move this up to here and you can see that it matches, and you can see the glare is the same. So even if you can't see the grains on it, you can see the glare. Let's find another one. Here's another tall one. See if it matches, and it does. Let's match the other tall one with it. So nothing too tricky about this yet. This is not tall enough. Move this over here and splat. Okay, so we're doing well. Off to a good start. Move this here, move this here. And we like the configuration, horizontal, horizontal. So what about the next center? Well, I don't have color to guide me, and if I don't have color to guide me, it's got to be size. But even so, I don't have a perspective on what's supposed to go opposite what. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more centers left. So I've got a 4 out of 5 chance of placing the proper center somewhere along this area here. If I put the one here that's supposed to be here, then that's a problem. But I only have a 1 in 5 chance of having that happen. So really, I could just randomly put any center here, and chances are it belongs somewhere along this layer. Alternatively, I could use an edge. So here's an edge piece over here, and I can find the center that lines up with this edge piece as well. And actually, it just so happens to be this. So what I can do is focus on this center, and this will be what I'm going to be using. So let's see, move this in. Nope, not big enough. Move this down here, move this in here, not big enough. Now let's see, so I need something altogether bigger than what I've got. And right here. So this is big enough. And the glare is the same, so I know it belongs there. Now notice this is kind of what I'm talking about. This center is the same size, but look at the glare from the camera. And again, I hope you can see that, but this has a lot more glare than here. You might not be able to see this, but the grains here are running horizontal and this is running vertical. So this actually belongs over here. So I'm going to take this, turn the side, and move this into here. Well, it doesn't belong with that center. So you can see how squishy this moves a little bit. And now I'll move this in. Okay, so these two belong together. The glare is the same. So I'm going to move this down like so, move this in. So now you can see the glare looks the same, so I know that that's correct. So this belongs here. Now what about over here? Well, I can't use just chance and odds with that because they're not really in my favor. Only one piece is going to belong here. So what I can do is, or here, I've got this edge over here, I've got this corner here, this corner actually belongs here. So I'd want to find a corner that can tell me what's supposed to be here based on here and here. So what center matches with this corner? Could it be this? No, maybe. What I can do is move this down, move this across like so. And now maybe move this back. I'm not sure what I did there. Oh, okay. I see what I did. Okay, so I'm going to see if this corner matches with this. And it's a little too big. Yeah, this jets out a little bit, so it's not going to be that center. It's not going to be this. This is too big. This is too small. I need a Goldilocks one, something that's just right. Let me turn this guy up and move this in over here, and nope, not this either. So this is too small, this is too big, so I need something else. This belongs over here, so it's not that. These are all the same size. So where does that leave me? Maybe this. I'll move these guys up here, match this corner, and this looks pretty good. So I'm going to say this is the size that we're looking for the next center over here. So these guys belong over here. So I'm going to move these two in, double turn, and move them back. Okay, so it's these two now. Notice they're not lined up correctly. This has the grains going one way, this has the grains going another way. So I just put them in to sort of hold the place, but this actually has to move, well, over up here. So let's find another one that belongs with these two. Not this one, not this one. Maybe from up here. Not this one. And, aha, these two. Okay. So I just have to put the correct ones in with each other. This one is moving vertical, this one is moving vertical. So I'm going to move this down, take this out of the way, move this up. So you can see by the glare these like to be next to each other, just the way that they are. So this one will find a proper place here. Turn, 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 doing my sliding U technique to put them in. So you can see this in. So based on the polarization and the positioning that I have this, you see one type of glare here, I turn this at right angles and it's darker. So darker, lighter, you can sort of tell that based on the position of that. So based on what we've been doing, this, and this are in the proper configuration. Now, normally with a puzzle, I know what goes opposite, but I don't over here, so I'm kind of stuck. I have to keep going. Okay, so what then belongs here? Well, I see this guy, this edge belongs next to this. So if this edge belongs with this guy here, then it's either going to belong up here, which it doesn't. Belong up over here, it belongs with this center here, I see. Or does it belong here? Okay, the fact that this edge doesn't belong next to this and it doesn't belong next to this means it either belongs here or here. So the question is, which one is it? Well, this one bonds with this. So it just might be that this is the next one that belongs up here. How do I prove that? Well, if I take this and I find an edge that matches here and matches there, then that's what I want. I just so happen to have this edge that matches here, doesn't quite match with this, So I can see, nope, doesn't match with that. So that's the kind of reasoning that I like to use. That's the kind of, that's what makes the solve, well, more fun. So let's see, we're deciding on this guy over here because this matches to here, and we're not sure if this matches up here. But it's a contender, so we're going to put that up. Turn, turn, and we'll move this down. Okay, the question is, does this belong here? I'm going to turn this around here. This one doesn't show it. Well, let's see. Alternatively, I've got this that matches up here. I can find another center that it matches with. Not this one, but this one over here. This one matches also, and this guy matches to here. So is there another edge that matches up here that I can try to put in somewhere? This matches with here, just like this does. And let's see. Okay, this matches with the center here. It also matches with this. So because of that, this belongs either here or here. The question is, which one? Well, do we have an edge that matches with this and with this? But we can see that this matches with the top over here. So let's see. If I can find another edge that matches with this, it just might be this over here. So what I'm going to do is move this up, double turn, move it down. Didn't really destroy anything. And this doesn't match up over to there. Okay, I can see that these two are together, and this belongs here as well. You can see by the glare that this is facing in the wrong direction. So I'm just going to keep putting this side in and just see what happens. I got to move this out because it's in the wrong place with these guys. It's in the right center, but in the wrong place. You can see by the glare, this is darker, this is lighter. So what else belongs with this center? Looks like this guy here. So I'm going to take this up to here. I'm going to replace that with this and move this down. You can see the glare is correct. So slide it in, move it out of the way, slide it back, turn, turn, and turn. Okay, having done that, we'll put the last one in. Does this center match? Well, let's see. Yep, turn, turn, turn. So you can see it moves very smoothly. I just feel like it's a little delicate. Okay, so I know these three are correct. The question is, does this belong here? This matches up with this, so I guess that's a start. So now what belongs over here? Yeah, let's see. Let's look for a large one to see if anything fits. Here's a pretty large edge. Move this up. Nope, wrong way. Move this up. So yeah, this belongs up here. Okay, this belongs up here and it's not matched to any edge except this. So it would appear that this probably belongs over here. So I'm going to take these very large edges and move them in. Turn this in, bump this out of the way, turn it up. I'm going to take these two and turn it in. Okay, so, and this is automatically solved. Now, I don't know if the proper configuration is here. We're going to have to discover that as we do it. But what I can tell is that this is wrong because you can see that this is dark and this is light. So I've got to flip-flop two of these around. So what I'm going to do is just that. These two have to be flip-flopped also. So I'm going to take this, and basically what I have to do is I have to flip-flop these two and flip-flop these two. well, any one of these two, these or these, because you can see that they don't match either. This is lighter, these two are lighter than this. So I'm going to move this up to here, and I'm just going to shuffle these around. So this will come here, this will come here, this will come here. So that's R, U, L, I, U, I, R, I, U, I, L. So this is fine here. I'm going to turn this over to turn this to the top, because when I do that, I'm not going to move the other one around. Take this and move this one in. Turn, turn. So this is the supercube aspect of this puzzle. Turn and down. All right, so looking at this, we can see that these are all correct, these are all correct, and these are all correct. What I don't know, though, is if the centers are in the proper configuration. I think the top and the bottom are correct. 3 of these are right, 2 of these might have to be swapped. And the way to tell that is to start putting corners and edges in. What I'm going to do next is, as I've done what I think is a reduction of the centers, I'm going to start reducing the edges. So this reduces with an edge here. This looks most like this one. Let's see if it fits. Turn this in here. To do this, we bring it down. Does it fit? Nope, this is a little bit taller than that. So I'm looking for something else that looks kind of like this. Maybe these two fit. I'm going to change tactics here a little bit. Bring these two in, and these guys here fit. So across, down, back, and up. Now I'll find another one that looks kind of like this one. So usually what I would do is go for the biggest ones first. These two look homologous to each other, so I'm just going to move these in here, turn, get this one out of the way, turn this down, and nope, those don't fit. So I should probably stick with the ones that have characteristically large size. So this one's pretty big. I should be able to find its counterpart, which looks like this one here. So move this up, in, now down, so that fits just fine. Turn, 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 and up. So that's in. Now what about the small one? Just like the big ones are distinct, the small ones might be pretty distinct as well. Here's a tiny one here. Move this in, down, so that matches nicely. Turn, 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 and up. Okay, this guy to here? No. Well, let's see. I think I'm searching around too much. Sometimes that happens. I think these two might. No. The squares look a little too different from each other. So I think maybe this guy here. Let's check it out. Turn, and does it find a home? Bring it in, not even close. So there must be another small one. How about this guy? Nope. Which means maybe it belongs with this. Aha! Success. Turn, 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 and up. Okay. This and this? Sure, why not? Give it a try. Turn. Yep, matches. Turn, 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 and up. And let's see what else. We've got this small one and another small one here. Maybe this. Nope, one is too square. Maybe this one though. Turn this in. Yep. Down, across, back, forth, and up. All right. Now, the more I do, the easier it's going to start to become. This up to here. Nope. Yeah, these two. These both have the same squared type look to it. I think. Down. Yeah, looks good. Turn, 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 and up. These two look enough alike, and maybe these two? Well, if that's the case, then what I can do is the algorithm to join these two and these two at the same time. That's bringing this across, then do R, Fi, U, Ri, F, bring it back. So yeah, 2 for the price of 2. I think we got it. So we've got all of our edges and all of our corners reduced. I didn't run into any trouble with the reduction of these centers here. So let's start with the solve and see what happens. Make adjustments as needed. So I usually go with the tallest center, which is here. This belongs here. Get my first cross, and this is over here. Now I got to be careful because this is going horizontal, this is going vertical. So I'm going to double turn this down. I've got to do this like a super cube. Move this in, turn it up, so we're good. All right, next, something tall, like this. Now I got to find the center it belongs to, which is this one here. But you can see the grains aren't the same. Move it out of the way. Now they're the same, and bring it up. So this is fine over here. Now we do another tall center, which is here. This matches with here quite well. Bring this up, and we're good. One more, which is it this guy? Nope. I didn't like it anyway. This guy looks like a good contender. Bring this in. The graining is wrong. So just like a super cube, rotate it in the right direction, bring it up, and there it is. Okay. Now, something to notice here is you can tell by the glare that this is one brightness and this is a different brightness. What that tells me is that these edges are not in the right place. If they're not in the right place, these centers aren't in the right place, because it appears that what has to happen, if I move this down here, move this up, and I guess this was another way of checking the orientation and checking the centers. Now this is good. This is the same sheen to it, no matter which way I turn it. Which means that these two centers have to be flip-flopped. Now, how do I flip-flop these centers without destroying anything else? Well, this reminds me of a viewer question that asked me if there's a way to do that. He had a 10 by 10 actually, and he just had to flip-flop centers, and he was wondering if he could do that without destroying any of the edges, and the answer is yes. All you've got to do is take this, move this to here, so move this up to here, double turn, move it down. So now this is where this center belongs. Now what I'm going to do is do the same thing on the other side without changing this at all. I'm going to take this one, move this up to here, double turn, move it back. You have flip-flopped these centers, and you've not destroyed any of the edges. So again, you just move it in an R position, do a 2U, move it back with an RI, then you do an LI, 2U, and an L, and you'll get that move. So just to go through that again, R, so this is my R, this is my L. So R, 2U, RI, L, 2U, rather LI, 2U, L. Let me do that again. R, 2U, RI, LI, 2UL. And you can do that with as many layers as you want to get it in where it's got to be. So move this in over here. I don't know if the guy who asked that question is watching this, but that's how you do it. So looking over here now, everything seems fine. These are all matched up, but it still have to make sure that the corners can be put in. Here's a nice big corner, which I think might belong over here. So just see if I can't spin that in. Doesn't belong over there, so maybe belongs over here. Doesn't belong over there. So I'm not too hopeful about this configuration, to be absolutely honest with you. Okay, let's keep trying to put this in. Oh, I was wrong. Okay, so this is good. This corner is matched up with both of these, so I know these centers are correct. Here's another big corner. Where does it go? Here maybe? There's a big space where this can go, possibly. Really like how smooth moving this puzzle is. And aha, so we're good. So I think we're out of danger with this particular solve. But never get too kind of up. That matches in just fine. Turn, turn, and turn. Okay, so we see the first layer is done, so we know our configuration is good. All of these grains are right, so it's all going in the same direction, as are all the centers. Okay, with that said, we are now going to put these guys in. Now, I'll tell you, so this matches to here and to not here, so it must be the other side here. UR, UI, RI, U, I, FI, U, F, or something like that. So this is in, so far so good. Now what else matches up? This, well, I guess belongs up here. This is too big to belong there, so this I think finds a nice home right there. So the second layer is the easiest of layers, a simple algorithm, and down. So that's where it needs to be. And so far we haven't caused any issues with the grains of this. This belongs here. Good old simple reductive solve now. And done. And now this goes down to here, and nobody will get hurt. Turn, 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 and turn. Okay, so now for the last layer of a supercube 4x4. Lots of fun. Well, the first thing to notice is that we have 3 that are upside down and 1 that's right side up. So we have ourselves a standard 4x4 parity. I'm going to do F, RU, RIUI, FI, just so that we can see that a little bit better, but you can see these are in and this is out. So this standard parity emerges out of the fact that there are unseen pieces. Unseen pieces means there's actually an edge deep inside here that you can't see. But if you could, you would see that that edge was put in upside down. Or these were assembled upside down according to that edge. So this edge is correct. It's correct in there, but these were assembled in the wrong way. So we just have to put that back in. Now it's called a parity because it's even layered, and it's an even layered puzzle. You have hidden edges. Because you have hidden edges, you're going to get into this situation and not even know it. If this were an odd layer puzzle, you'd see the edge and you never would have put it in this direction to begin with, and if you did put it in there, you'd see that it was wrong and you wouldn't even continue the assembly or continue the reduced solve until you turned it around. Here we just have to do it at the end. 2R, 2B, 2U, L, 2 up, RI, 2 up, R, 2 up, 2F, R, 2F, LI, 2B, 2R. So what I just do, I just did what I call the Red Bull algorithm. Called the Red Bull algorithm because, well, it has those first initials as you start it, but I found that to be very useful in a variety of different types of solves. Next thing I do is I bring these corners down. So far we're doing good. Bringing these corners down, I see these are up. Well, they're all up, so I'm going to go RU, RIU, R, 2U, RI. 3 up, 1 down. When I see that, I just do it once more. It's not really a tutorial, so I'm not going to share all my secrets, but that brings them all down. So now I'm going to see which edges are in. Corners are in, rather. This is in. What belongs next to it? And that's this. So I got to get this one over to here. So if I actually flip-flop these two, then this will end up here and this will end up here. So if I flip-flop these, this will be to the right. This will end up to the right of this, which is what I want. So a corner swap, 2R U, 2R UI, 2R UI D, 2R UI, 2R U, 2R, put it in, and it is to the right of it, and we like it, so these corners are in, and these corners are in. So now all we have to do is we have to do edge swaps. Do an opposite edge swap, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U. Now an adjacent edge swap, which will fix this misplacement, 2RU, 2RU, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2RU, 2R, UI, 2R, and the puzzle is done. Or is it? Well, take a look at how the shine is here. See this center over here? You'd swear that this isn't the same color. It actually is. It's silver, right? But it's a lot more sheen, and that's because this goes horizontal and this goes vertical. So now what do we do? Well, this is actually off by 90 degrees. So we have one center that appears to be off by 90 degrees. This is like a super parity. Why is it a super parity? Because you never are supposed to get this. You can have one center that's off by 180 degrees. You can have two centers off that are off by 90 degrees. But you don't get one center that's off 90 degrees. So how did this happen? How did this occur? And how the heck am I going to get out of this? Because even in a 4x4 super cube, we never had a situation like that. We never had a situation where one is off by 90 degrees. There's a very quick algorithm to rotate it by 180 degrees, which is RU, RIU, RU, RIU, RU, RIU, RU, RIU. You do it 5 times. And it did rotate this 180 degrees, but that's not the problem. The problem is 90-degree rotation. So how am I going to get out of this? What do you think? How am I going to rotate one center by 90 degrees in this particular configuration? Thoughts?